Happy Sunday to every one of you and welcome to class today. It's me again, your course instructor, Apostle Dr. Revival John Ringjot. We are supposed to have held a class yesterday, but it wasn't possible as a result of the health challenge I had. But I give God the glory because I'm strong and well now. Thank God who answered prayers, and thanks to all of you who called to pray along and who sent me your wishes and your greetings. The Lord bless you and increase you all. Last time in our lecture, we were looking at ministerial ethics, and we define what ethics is. We define ministers, and then we look at ethics as a way of conduct which may not actually be forbidden as a command from Scripture, but there may be certain things that will question your callings and may discredit your message. And I cite an example with you meeting your pastors and somebody's wife in a closed door kissing themselves, even if they don't sleep with one another or they don't even lust after one another. It will discredit them right before your eyes because there are some appearances of evil. Now, ethics helps us to deal with those things which are appearances of evil. And I said that day we're going to be breaking down this teaching, looking at different level of authority, the assistant pastor, the head pastor, the different leadership in the church, and the ethics of their oppression. But for today's lecture, we shall be looking at the head ethics of the church. And I want us to understand that in any church, there is only one person who is the head, which is called the senior minister. Yes, so we are looking at the ethics of that person who is the head, who is the senior minister, who is the visionary. But in this case, you should also look at the head as being the resident pastor, the assistant pastor. We'll talk about him when we look at the ethics of the assistant. And you should also look at the head in this context of today's teaching, like the head of the women leader or the women group, or the head of the choir, the head of whatever drama group, youth, but the head is generally the head. So we are looking at the head. Yes, the head. Now, in order to bear much fruit, the head must accept that he cannot walk alone. Yes, the head must accept that he cannot walk alone. The head is not only the visionary, but he assumes full responsibility for every action and decision taken on behalf of the church. He has to work with a team of people. It is the existence of this team that makes him the head. So this is it. So if you say the head of the choir, he has other people under him. But we are talking about the head today. Yes, the art of being the head is what we are going to be looking at today. The art of being the head is the art of leading a team. The art of being the head is the art of leading the team. To develop an effective team and efficiently run it, the head must establish a close relationship with the associate, the junior ministers, and he must share burden of ministry with others so that they will be a part of the burden and he be a part of the burden, because the head alone cannot run a successful ministry. And we must discuss this because it has been said by Doug Howard Mill that the breakup of the pastoral team is one of the scourge of modern ministry. And he said he thinks that about 40% of the cause of rebellion can be attributed to the head and 40% to the assistant pastor, and then or the assistant in any way, and then 20% to both of them. That is, the 100% is 40-40, and then 20 to both of them together. That is, when a church is breaking up, the head has a fault, the assistant also has a fault, and both of them has fault together. And in this case, anyway, we are going to look at the conduct of the head. And the head has the responsibility to let everyone know that he is the head and that he knows what he is doing. Let everyone know that you are the head and that you know that you are the head. There are people who are heads, but they don't know that they are heads. They want other people to lead. Now, as the head, you lead, but when you are the head and you don't know you are the head, you still want other people to lead. And when those you expect them to lead are not leading, you best practically do nothing. That is wrong. The head must know that he is the head, yes, and function as the head. People tend to take advantages of weak leaders, those who don't know their responsibility. They take advantage of you. And that is why Paul warned Timothy not to allow anyone to look down on him. If you are the head and you don't know you are the head and you don't act as one, your assistant will take advantage of you. They will capitalize on your weakness and lack of decisiveness, and they will oppress you and suppress you. Let your assistant also know that, yes, let them be aware that even though they are very important to you, they are not indispensable. Yes, where there is headship, there must be discipline. And any person you cannot control, instruct, or direct should not be your associate. Let your associate and your assistant know and understand that what you are trying to achieve. Yes, now these are clear things that you must set in place as the head. Yes, let them know what you are trying to achieve. Share what you are seeing. Let them see what you are trying to see. Share your visions with them and tell everyone in the team what exactly is expected of them. Don't just expect them to do what you expect of them. Let them know what you expect of them. Tell them what you expect of them. Each person must know his or her rank. Yes, that's another thing the head must set in place. There must be rank. Not everybody in an organization or in a church or in a group should be on the same rank. Let everyone know his rank. And let every member of the ministry team know what other members of the team are supposed to do. Yes, so responsibility should be very clear. I know what you ought to do, you know what I ought to do, and everybody know what the other person ought to do. Each team member must have a section over which he has complete responsibility over that section. So there must be a proper structuring of the work so that everybody has a particular area where he functions and he is an absolute authority in that aspect. And give praise and recognition to your assistant and team members in public. Every assistant, every team member who has labored, yes, you should recognize their labor, make commendation, praise them publicly, rebuke and correct your assistants in private. Yes, not every offense or every wrong, you just come to the pulpit to address it. Yes, there are some you talk about them in the corner where it happens. A secret rebuke. Yes, accept 100% responsibility for anything that goes wrong as the head. Also accept responsibility and avoid blame game. Yes, do not complain about your associate. Yes, complaining about your associate does not make them better. Yes, associate can have their weaknesses, but complaining about them does not make them better. Do not suppress your assistant. Give advice on how to do it better. Yes, anytime they do their best and their best is not enough, make sure you tell them how they could do it better and regard your associate as most important people in your ministry. Yes, those who are assistant to you, don't look down upon them. Look at them as most important people to you, because they are the asset of the ministry. Yes, the success of the ministry is not about you alone. They are part of the ministry. They are part of the people God is counting upon. And treat your assistants and associates as friends. Treat them as friends. Even Jesus called his disciples, Peter, James, John, he called them friends. So don't be too big that you cannot see them as your friends. And Jesus said, henceforth I call you friends. That is in John chapter 15, verse 15. Now, the following are ways by which you can build friendship in ministry. Yes, accept one another. That is friendship. Accept one another. Accepting one another doesn't mean that the person you are accepting is a perfect person. And it doesn't mean that the person is like you, but it's accepting one another just as Christ accept us. That is what the scripture said. And eating together is another way. Eating together is another way by which you can build up friendship in ministry. Yes, Jesus ate with the disciple, and it's important we also learn from it. Moving together. Jesus was always where the disciple were, and the disciple were always where Jesus were. So they were always moving together. Pray and minister also together. That's number 4. Pray and minister also together. Jesus was also always praying and ministering together with the 12 disciples. Travel together. It is not bad when you are traveling and you pick 1 or 2 assistants to go with you, especially on a preaching invitation or any assignment whatsoever. Travel together. Wait on the Lord together. That's number 6. Wait on the Lord together. So these are ethical practice we have seen in the ministry of Jesus, and putting them to practice in our own ministries will be very important. The Lord bless you. Now, quickly, I want you to answer this question in the discussion forum. Now, what do you think are the ethics of the head? And why do you think that Howard Mill attribute 40% of ministerial rebellion and breakup to the head? Let me see your answer in the comment section. God bless you.